Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode from Leah World News. I appreciate you for tuning in. It is August 14th, early Sunday morning. I'm up, ready to kick things off the right way. And today's episode, we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm not just going to speak on just one subject. I'm going to speak on what happened throughout the week from August 8th until today. And so what we have on the menu is quite a few characters. But before we get into it, I just want to take this time out to thank everyone that has taken their time out of their day to subscribe to the channel. We are almost at 200 subscribers, and that is truly appreciated. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do that now. Also, do not forget to check out your latest blogs on leoworldnews.com. Keep you up to date with your latest hip-hop news. So straight into it. Earlier this week, or last week to be exact, the rapper JaRule was shot and killed in his hometown of Louisiana. And since there has been a retaliation of shootings coming right back, and I don't know if anybody knows because I've never heard of this young man's music. His close associate, FG Famous, was arrested this week for retaliation shootings. He was arrested while shopping for funeral clothes for JaRule, and it don't look like he'll be making it to the funeral. There hasn't been any reports of who was shot, if he shot anybody, is anybody in any critical condition, or if anybody was killed. But he definitely was arrested for a shooting shortly after his friend was shot and killed. So tell me, guys, what you think about that. Again, I've never heard of FG Famous myself. I've never heard of his music. Not saying it's trash, or I'm not saying it's good. Just I've never really heard of him until this shooting came about. I've heard of JaRule, he was doing his thing, and he was just on his way. Not saying he was gonna blow, but he was definitely making noise in the new era that's coming up here. But speaking of new era, Fetty Wap, who's kind of on his way out of the game, is back in jail for threatening to kill witnesses. This is after he's out on bail for $500,000. He's already facing a life sentence for trafficking over 100 kilograms of cocaine. So what is going on with Fetty Wap? What's this guy? This is probably the problem with a lot of the gangsters, rappers that's out here now. You guys are trying to be exactly what you rap about. It's kind of understandable in Wap's situation, because if you guys recall, when he was already getting in trouble when sales started to go down. He wasn't getting booked for too many shows, and he's trying to live a lifestyle, trying to keep up with a lifestyle that he was, somewhat getting used to, you could say, from being on top of the game for a little while that he was. But when them hits stop and the phone stops ringing and people ain't booking them shows, them bills, that mansion, them cars, all that stuff starts to add up, and we don't know. I don't know if he was in trouble with, trafficking drugs prior to his rap career, but definitely after he was able to link up with somebody and try to traffic over 100 kilograms of cocaine. So, and his bail was revoked. So, again, he was out on a $500,000 bail. Now he was arrested again, and his bond was revoked. So it looks like he'll be sitting in there until his court hearing, and it's not looking good. He's got witnesses against him. which is very similar to what you guys have been paying attention to the whole Young Thug and Gunna's situation, which we're going to talk about as well. But there has been no word from Fetty Wap's camp about this, but he allegedly waved a gun at the man, over a phone call, and and said he's gonna kill him, and he called him a rat and kept saying he's gonna kill him over the call. I mean, and it's recorded, and they got it. So, and he did this on FaceTime on top of that. So it's just like, you guys be telling on yourselves, I mean, it's not even like it's a witness recant statement going on, like, oh, he pulled up on me and waved a gun at me and said he's gonna kill me. No, he did it over FaceTime, y'all. He did this over FaceTime. So ain't no free WAP, man. He ain't getting bond. He ain't getting it again. So he's stuck like Chuck until he's got to see the judge. So yeah, that's going on. Also, we got JaRule. If you guys haven't seen the JaRule and the Irv Gotti on Drink Champs episode, where Irv Gotti was just talking crazy about Ashanti, calling her all sorts of B words, and talking about their past relationship, and and how their intimacy secrets. I mean, he was just all over the place, and he sounded and looked like a bitter man. He doesn't look like he's very happy, that she left him for Nelly. And he's just been, and this isn't the first time he's came out and said just terrible things about Ashanti. It's just like, I mean, it's crazy. And you gotta honestly put some respect on Ashanti's name, because she really doesn't go out her way to say anything back about Irv. She just kind of keeps minding her business and doing her thing. Her and JaRule are on tour. They make money together. Ja spoke about the situation and tried to calm Irv down a little bit during the show, and even though he still got backlash for not speaking up right away, apparently. But I mean, Irv did it to himself, and Fat Joe also stepped up. A lot of people came out and said things about Irv, but Fat Joe is one of them who came out and said, it was just a coward move by Irv, and and you guys know that these guys used to be friends. They've worked records together. Fat Joe, JaRule, Kiss, all these guys were all together, especially because they were all enemies of 50 Cent. So now it's just weird, and now that Fat Joe he's now all buddy with 50 Cent. You'll see him at Tycoon in the coming weeks. We're definitely going to cover that. But Irv Gotti has defriended Fat Joe because of his criticism, and I mean, I'm agree with Fat Joe, 'cause I mean, what Gotti was just doing was ridiculous. Fabulous said this once, you can be, just because you got money doesn't make you a real nigga. You can still be you can still be a weirdo with money. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make you real. You're just a weirdo with money. You know what I'm saying? So that's what Irv is. He's looking like to me. He's a weirdo with money. Ashanti was obviously the best thing he's ever had in his life, and he still ain't over it. And he was married at the time of their infidelity. So yeah, I mean, Irv is looking like he's got kids out here. He's out here calling women, talking about them like that. I mean, come on, man. He's looking like a sucker, just like Fat Joe said. But they're no longer friends. I wonder how the relationship is straining with JaRule and Irv. I mean, because JaRule did try to say something to him, but he didn't, didn't go out the way and call him out his name or anything like that. But I'm pretty sure they had conversations after the show. But that's what that Drink Champs does to you. You guys are up there drinking and smoking and saying things and not paying attention to what you're doing, what you're saying. And he went viral, and I bet you his next interview he'll he'll probably calm it down. He'll probably lay off the Ashanti. But who knows? We'll see. I mean, Irv does like attention. I mean, just like a lot of these artists who's out here, But also, what also happened this week, if you guys didn't see and check out on the blog, the feds took over $20,000 from the singer R. Kelly of his commissary funds and left him with $500 cash. He's got a GoFundMe, and he's raised over $20,000 to like $22,000 to be exact. But he owes the government. Actually, it was like a total of $28,000 to be exact. But he owes the government money. He owes in court fees and fines. He owes over $140,000 in that. So R. Kelly's broke, y'all. The lawyers ate him up. The courts ate him up. Them records, them streams. I mean, y'all's GoFundMe is only $28,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. I mean, his court fees is only $140,000. You would think he'd have a friend or somebody in the industry, but hey, you guys know what he did, and this is what happens. He deserves everything that's happening to him. If he did what they say he did to those women, I don't care what's going on. They should have took all his money. Why'd they leave him with $500? But, and there's something I didn't blog about, but apparently one of his girlfriends or ex-girlfriends is pregnant. Yeah, she just came out and said she's pregnant. I can't remember her name, but she's pregnant by R. Kelly. So I probably should. I might blog about that. We'll see. We'll see about that later, a little bit later on. But off that, man, because R. Kelly isn't, somebody I want to keep alive. We're just gonna let him go. That's somebody we traded a long time ago. But yeah, so straight back into it. Angela Yee is leaving the Breakfast Club. I'm sure you guys heard about that. It was a big announcement. She's already got her own podcast. It looks like she's going out on her own and just getting away from the Breakfast Club, but she's starting another show. So she's got multiple shows that she can handle on her own now. And as you guys know, Charlemagne the God, he has multiple other shows. He does other podcasts with other people as well. So is this the end of the Breakfast Club? I don't know. We'll see if they're gonna try to fill her spot with somebody else. I don't see anybody. I feel like it's over. I feel like it should just, if it ain't them three, then I ain't listen to it. I hardly listen to it if Charlemagne ain't even there, to be honest, because he's the more entertaining one. So trying to fill her spot, I mean, with rumors and gossip, I mean, you put an Angie Martinez there, or she's too old. We need some young blood or somebody new that's coming up that would fill that slot. But otherwise, they could all just disperse. I mean, Envy's got he's still a DJ, still one of the biggest DJs in the world. He does his car shows. So I mean, he's still gonna do his thing. Charlemagne's got his own shows, and now Yee's big enough to have her own shows on her own. So I mean, they're too big for their own bridges, and now it's just time to move on. But congratulations to Yee. The show was great while it lasted. Sad to see her go, but happy to see her move on and doing her own thing in other podcasts. But yeah, so keeping the show going, The Game, as I already talked about in other podcasts, he did diss Eminem. I told you guys this guy is an attention whore, and he's doing anything for album sales. And he came out with a diss track called The Black Slim Shady, where he is rapping in Eminem style. This is 50 Cent. This is Dre. This is Eminem's daughter, Haley, and as well as Eminem, of course. Now, is it real? Is it real beef? No, it's nothing like that. I feel like this is more of the game trying to be a marketing genius, but it's too late. It's too late for that. In this day and time, Eminem has yet to respond. I don't think he's going to respond. This is exactly what Machine Gun Kelly did, and Eminem did respond, and then Machine Gun Kelly's career kind of went in a different direction. Got bigger and better. He was seen in movies shortly after that. So I mean, and Game's career is on the downslope. So the timing of him trying to do this now is to try to get that buzz back in the game. So if you don't pay attention to it, if M doesn't pay attention to it, it's just gonna die. I mean, now listen, we're not knocking the record. I'm knocking the effort. He can rap. He stole Eminem's style. He was rapping like him. Not saying he did it better than M or anything like that, but it was a good record. It's not something I would download and play again in my car. Just like he was saying about Eminem, it's nothing we bang, in the club or in the car. Yeah, I wouldn't bang your diss track in my car either. Now, but it's just him just trying to get attention, and in the same week, his manager came out and said that the Game wrote "What's Up Gangsta" for 50 Cent, which is just all BS, and everybody knows that. And you know how many records 50 gave this man, and 50 already addressed this on the Breakfast Club. I also blogged about that, so check that out. Watch that interview. That's already up there. You can go ahead and jump to it. 16 minutes is where he starts to talking about the Game. But that's just crazy. But like I said, these guys say anything just to get attention, and that's what the Game has been doing. Did he not just say he was gonna disappear from social media, and then like 2 days later he was back on social media? Like the guy is crazy, But and also, I think if he told us that he was gonna diss Eminem way before it came out, so it's really not too much of a surprise, because I already talked about this in another podcast. And the guy, it would have been better if he would have surprised everybody when it dropped. Just, there's an Eminem diss. The Game dropped an Eminem diss, but we knew it was coming. So I don't really see the surprise in that. I was waiting for it. He didn't say anything that we didn't know. He tried to pick up or big up other artists in Detroit and saying that they're bigger than M, which could cause other rifts in Detroit. But that's only if Eminem addresses it, and I think Eminem doesn't have any problems with Big Sean or anybody else in Detroit. So it was a nice try for Game, but I think it was too late in his career to do something like this. He should have did it much earlier, and it might have worked. He should have dissed Eminem when he was going at 50. Okay, that's when now would have been the best time to do that. Just to come out of the blue and start just dissing M out the blue, it's clearly you need some album sales, man. And the stands ain't falling for it. Well, speaking of stands, Twitter fingers, Meek Mill himself, after leaving Rock Nation, Jay-Z signs a deal with WME. And this is a new management group, and according to Meek Mill, it's a cultural currency initiative. Is this a good idea for Meek? I mean, getting away from Hove? I think this could be the end of Meek. Do you guys see Meek Mill striking lightning again? You know, it only happens once, man. And he's trying to revive his career. He's talking about he's about to drop 10 mixtapes, just flood the game. It's too late, I think. I think when he started to do that whole prison reform and going in that direction, hanging out with the Patriots owner, him and Jay, he was looking bigger than he actually was, and forgot what actually got him there, and was what he should have been doing was just focusing on his music, and his album sales have been going downhill, and he keeps trying to blame the labels for this or his management team for his album sales, when that's not the case, man. It's just you ain't popping. You know what I'm saying? You either gotta drop them records, or your time came and your time went. It's a young man's game, and you should be trying to move on. Very similar to like The Game. You know, I don't know exactly how old The Game is, but he's 40 plus, and he's dropping an album like he's brand new out here rapping crazy, singing everywhere. It's like, you guys got to evolve into something else. You know, like if you notice, you know, the Jay-Z's, the 50 Cents, the Puff Daddies, aka P Diddy, aka Mr. Love or Dr. Love or whatever he calls himself. But you don't see these guys trying to prepare an album. You know, hell, you don't even see Tony Yayo talking about he's about to drop out. He's gonna do a mixtape. You know what I'm saying? But it was the last time he dropped one. Okay, and for all you people that get on me about Lloyd Banks is out here rapping like he's, you know what I'm saying, like he ain't got nothing else going on, man. Like, it's kind of disappointing, especially when he could have just stayed with the unit and just did his thing there, and instead of now he's trying to revive his career. It's not gonna happen again. But off that, last and final thing I have to talk about is Young Thug is done for it, people. You know, people are saying free him. I just wanted to talk about this because they charging him with, he's got like 6 new charges. There's more people talking on both sides, on Thug's side and Gunna's side, all snitching on Young Thug. I'm telling you guys now, Thug will be doing some time. I don't know exactly how much time, but he ain't getting out. All right, so I will keep you guys updated. Check out the latest blog on Leo World News. I did just talk about the Thug situation because, like I said, he's already being charged with the RICO, possession of marijuana with intent to distribute, possession of Schedule 3, 4, 5 controlled substance with intent to distribute, possession of a firearm during commission of a felony, possession of a sawed-off shotgun, sawed-off rifle, machine gun, dangerous weapon, or silencer, and 3 different charges of unlawful for person employed by, associated with criminal street gang to participate in criminal activity. So, and like I said, Young Thug's people have rolled on him. And additionally, Lucci's team is talking too. So, yeah, you want to be a kingpin, man. I can't remember who said that. I think it was Lil Bootsy said, you know, you got 26 eggs in a carton. You shake them, one of them's gonna crack for sure. But it's looking like 8 to 10 people done cracked in this case. But Young Thug is done, man. He's done. Y'all can keep trying to support him. I wouldn't even say do the GoFundMe thing, because you see what the feds just did to R. Kelly. They just took his money. And they very well could do the same thing to Thug. But right now it looks like they're bleeding him out because it's still a state case. The feds have yet to pick this up. It's a state RICO. So once, if he doesn't get charged, or if they just fumble the ball here, the feds have a good chance of just picking the case up and starting everything right back over. Court fees, lawyer fees, all of that starts all over, and you have to go through the whole process all over again. So yeah, it's not looking good for Thug. But appreciate you guys for all tuning in. Please do not forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. All subscriptions are appreciated, and it's important. And also do not forget to check out leoworldnews.com for your latest blog on hip hop news, premium hip hop news. Leo World News. I'm out.